Hey parents, my name is Camille Bank, and I want to welcome you to Mini Money Mentors, where we talk about financial education for children and how you can specifically be the best mentor for your child to help them out in their way on their financial journey in their life. All right, now I know it might sound like a big, scary term, but stick with me. It's actually really doable and super beneficial to your kids, and sometimes even to you. When I teach my kids about finance, it's good to sometimes go over those concepts myself just to remind myself of the basics and even the more advanced topics as we go along. So, if you find this type of content interesting, feel free to sign up to the free Mini Money Mentors newsletter that is linked below, and give this video a like and share it with your parents. All right. So, but let's get into the story. Let's start with Utah. All right. Did you know that Utah was actually the first state to make personal finance a must-have for high school students? That was back in 2008. All right. But here's the kicker: experts actually are now saying that we should start teaching money skills way earlier, like, for example, in elementary school. And guess what? You can totally do this at home by yourself with your kids, and it can be even more effective that way. Somebody, I think the Office of State Treasurer, put it that way. She said, it's one thing to know the skills, but it's also highly beneficial to start learning how to apply them in your everyday life. And I think her name was Brittany Griffin. She's right. All right. Ideally, we should start talking to our kids about money really early on. It's not only about learning those technical skills again, like she said. It's really kind of embracing them and working them into our everyday life. That's what she means. Now, what exactly should we teach them? What should we talk about? Well, financial literacy is all about earning, saving, investing, protecting, and spending, and borrowing. All right. These are the biggies. And get this, research shows that kids can start forming their first money habits as young as 5 years old. I know that's crazy. I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son, and that's where we're getting started right now. And here's why it's so important to start early. Kids who learn about money early on are more likely to make smart financial decisions as they grow up. They'll know how to save for emergencies or invest wisely in general. And they also avoid nasty debt traps, okay? And who cannot use that type of knowledge in today's world? Plus, they'll be less likely to default on those debts, and more likely to have a good credit score. Sounds like a win-win to me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you're already talking to your kids about financial education in any way, shape, or form. But there's more to it, all right? Financial literacy can help close the wealth gaps as well. Now, there are some studies out there that have shown that there are big disparities in financial knowledge among different income, racial, and gender groups. For example, a 2020 study found that Black and Latin people generally have lower financial literacy levels than white people, largely due to socioeconomic factors. And women as a whole tend to have lower financial literacy than men, which can put their financial security at risk. So I guess teaching our kids about money can definitely help level the playing field there. All right, but now let's get into some practical tips on how to start these lessons at home, shall we? First off, explain what you're doing. When you're shopping or paying bills, talk to your kids about it. Let them see how you make financial decisions. They're like little sponges, and you know that if you have kids. As soon as you repeat, you mention a word that maybe you shouldn't have mentioned in front of the kids, you hear them repeat it down the line. All right, so they're soaking up everything. So make sure that what they're soaking up is beneficial to them. Second, have them earn their money instead of just buying toys. Let them earn through chores. Personally, I'm also not a big fan of allowances just for nothing. Make them do something at home. Personally, I like to ask my daughter, who's 5, to give me a little bit of an insight of what a certain book is about. My 3-year-old son, I'm actually asking him just to describe the pictures in a book. So it's kind of like a book report, first steps type of things, okay? This is the stuff that I want them to associate with making money in a certain way, all right? And the practice teaches them the value of hard work and the connection between labor and income. Third, I would get them involved in career conversations. If you're, and they can be creative career conversations, all right? So if your child, for example, likes BMX biking, try to find people, I know maybe that's a bad example, but let's say they want to be an artist. Try to find an artist that has sold his art or his or her art and talk with your children to those people about the journey. All right, this broadens their horizon, and it shows them different ways to earn money. It's not all about exchanging your time for money directly. All right, and finally, I would set aside time to teach the fundamentals. The lessons should be age appropriate. For example, I don't think you need to dive into FICO scores with a 4-year-old, but they can definitely understand the basics of borrowing and returning. So, with that being said, parents, remember, teaching financial literacy is about more than just knowing the skills. It's about applying them in everyday life. Start early, be consistent, and make it fun. All right, your kids will thank you for it later, and you will thank yourself later as well, because as parents, we want them to be set up. We want to be worry-free when they leave the nest. All right, and that's pretty much it. And that's also why I created Mini Money Mentors in general. And our free newsletter that you can sign up to in the description below is here to help you raise financially smart kids. All right. So every week I'm sending out a little, it's kind of like tips that let you remind you of that conversation. All right. Sometimes it's all you need is just a little nudge to get the conversation started. And that's what we're here for. All right. So with that being said, if you like this video, you know the deal, right? Subscribe, ring the bell, like it, comment. More importantly, I would love to know what you're thinking and where you are at in the journey of discussing finance with your children. All right. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.